Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. We wanted to do something a little bit different this time. We're going to do like a Q&A type video. So hopefully some of our subscribers that aren't our friends and family can get to know a little bit about us on our channel.
All right, let's get started. What's your name and what do you do?
My name is Collin, and I'm a technical title is senior manager for a cell phone company. The company, the true name is Ace Mobiles USA, but we are an authorized retailer for Cricket Wireless. So what is your name and what do you do?
My name's Jessica and I am a stay-at-home mom. We have one son, his name's Elliott, and that's my whole world right now. That's what I do. And I also moonlight as the editor for Back Road Diaries from time to time. And I'm a personal chef, a personal maid, and
a pain in my ass.
and a pain in this man's tush. But that's how he likes it.
Why did we start our YouTube channel?
Well, we initially started our YouTube channel as a way to document Elliott as he grows older, to document our family adventures together, and to just kind of get out and explore Ohio, which just kind of evolved. And now we kind of share it with all of you guys too. So just a way to track our memories. All right, Collin, what's the meaning behind our YouTube channel name, Back Road Diaries?
Nothing too crazy deep behind the meaning. We went with Back Road Diaries because we wanted it to be something that would insinuate being on dirt roads, off-road a little bit. We don't really have a true off-road vehicle, so, you know, it's a gray line that we're riding, but you know, we do go down dirt roads, back roads, and we really do anything that's out in the country. So it's fitting that way.
I mean, and it's good. It's a good starting point, you know, just because we have the Ford Escape now doesn't mean we won't have something bigger and better in the future. So where are we from and where are we now?
That one's pretty simple. We were both born and raised in San Diego, California, and now we live in Ohio, Coshocton area, if you're familiar with that. That's where we're at.
What kind of videos do we make and why?
Kind of touch base on it a little bit earlier, but basically anything that has to do with outdoors. So light off-roading, if you will, back roads, fishing. There's even been a little bit of just like our day-to-day activities, but really anything that has to do with getting outdoors. So how do we come up with content ideas?
Well, it's fairly simple. We use the OnX app to look at trails in our area. We also just kind of Google places of interest around Coshocton. And I would say about an hour and a half radius from where we live, we kind of branch out and look around. And then, you know, just kind of, we do take inspiration from other YouTubers and even things that I've seen on TikTok.
To add, we also created this list of about 30 lakes that are within 2 hours of us. So those are going to be tons of videos to come.
Yeah. We just honestly, really what it boils down to is anything that has to do with off-roading, fishing, and just being outside together as a family. And then just literally looking up places of interest that kind of hit 1 to all of those is kind of what we base our content around. All right, Collin, so what's your favorite video we've made so far?
My favorite video so far was the Wills Creek entry 20, and that was off of the TR 145, and it's my favorite so far because it was nonstop action while I was fishing. I caught a lot of fish, got most of it on film, and it felt like a very successful trip. You know, we've had other fishing trips where we didn't catch anything, so that one felt like, yeah, you know, got a lot of good footage.
And then fun little fact, we still have some of the catfish fillets in our freezer, so.
That's true.
Still eating on it.
So what is your favorite video, Jessica?
I think I would go with entry 13, and that's the Ridge Run and Dice Cemetery road trails. I like that one the most because that's when we started to really pay attention to our videography outside of the car and kind of incorporating more shots of the car moving, things just outside in general, like including more B-roll footage. So it wasn't just, you know, you staring at us in the car or your point of view outside of the car while I'm sitting in the car holding my phone. So it kind of blossomed into like more of a love for filming the content for you guys. So that's where it all started. All right, Collin, what's one video that did not go as planned?
This is by far going to be the easiest one to answer. We attempted to do Walhanding Hills Trail in the middle of winter, thinking it was going to be no big deal. And we found out really quickly that it was not a good idea.
Yeah.
That was entry
14.
Entry 14. But yeah, we ended up seeing a car slid off the road, and then we were sliding everywhere. So that was definitely the one that went wrong.
Yeah, I was white knuckling everything. And luckily, Elliott was asleep during this whole process too, which kind of gave me a little bit of peace of mind there. But it was still a little terrifying to be in it while it was happening. And then what's funny is we just got done actually completing Walhanding Hills recently, and come to find out we weren't that far off from finishing the other trail. So
yeah,
it was scary in the moment, and it's definitely an eye-opener when it comes to like not being familiar with winter weather and then being in it real quick, learning fast that winter weather is nothing to mess with.
So how do we divide tasks behind scenes?
So as you know, Collin does most of the driving, and when I say most, I mean all of it. And I do most of the filming, and Collin does pitch in with filming when he like does his own like fishing parts and things. I get most of the B-roll footage, but the behind the scenes is really just me editing on CapCut. We still use our phones, so there's no really big production just yet. And it's really just me incorporating editing in between being a stay-at-home mom. So there's really nothing glamorous to it. It's just a matter of getting the work done before our next scheduled post is pretty much.
And that's probably a good time to bring up. We had planned to do it every Monday by 7.
Yeah, by 7.
You know, sometimes with my work week and our son, we get a little behind. So you could blame Jessica for that.
Oh yes, that's totally fitting, Collin. No, it's really what it is especially because we're filming in 4K now. And then we want to like process it on YouTube through up to 4K. Exporting it from CapCut in 4K takes a long time, and then uploading it to YouTube in 4K takes just as long, if not longer. So really, it's a matter of me and Collin getting in better sync, and then kind of being 1 or 2, maybe even 3 or 4 ahead would be best for our scheduling, and it would make it a lot easier to complete the content as well. So, but like Collin said, we have a long list of places that we're going to be hitting up. So just expect to see a lot more lake videos. And I think what we might try to do is incorporate more of like an intro to the lake, and then maybe Collin fishing in the lake. So not in the lake, at the lake, just to clarify. But that's just kind of what we love to do. We love to fish, and we like to be outdoors. So that list is our high priority right now. All right, Collin, where do you see our channel in a year?
I mean, I would love to see it to where it was monetized, but in a year, you know, I would love to be at the top of the world in the YouTube game and have 1 million subscribers. But realistically, as long as the channel is growing and we're getting closer to being able to monetize with it, that would be a step in the right direction for me. So I'd be happy with that.
I would agree with that. I think just a matter of seeing progress in general, I think would make us happy. And I think just knowing that I personally would just love to see more fishing videos and more family excursions. All right, you handsome devil. What's one big goal we're working on?
I would say the ultimate goal that we're working on is for, you know, YouTube to be enough of an income to where I don't really have to work like a day in and day out job. And then we can, you know, grow YouTube even bigger because we would have more time to spend traveling, doing cooler things to film for you guys. So that would be the ultimate goal.
Yeah, definitely could second that. Financial freedom is the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
So, you know, tell your friends about our channel, all right?
So how do you want our audience to feel after they've seen our videos?
I think what it comes down to is I want them to feel inspired enough to do this themselves, whether they're pursuing YouTube as a way of financial freedom too, or if they just want to log their family adventures. It doesn't have to be fishing and off-roading. It can be, what do you guys do on the weekend? What do you guys do day to day at your house? It's just trying to inspire more people that being a content creator isn't as hard as you think, especially with most people have the tools in their pocket already. All you need is a phone. That's what we started with. And the only things we really added to it are like a phone holder or microphones, but we're not even using the microphone right now. It's easier than you think. And I just want to inspire people to see that I want people to see that it's achievable. All right, guys, if you liked this style video, just comment your questions below. And once we get enough in our queue, we can start a part 2 for all of the questions you asked.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for tuning in to another one. Hopefully you enjoy something a little bit different from us. And we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you next time.